let's take some of the tweets we've got. And the first tweet is coming from Sonny. It says, if the company is making huge profit, do you think the shareholders would bother about corporate governance? And I would want you to comment on that. If the company is making huge profits, are you going to bother about that, you as a shareholder?
Yes. If you are making a huge profit, how much is being shared among the shareholders? Okay. Or the minority shareholders, you know.
Mr. Chukwu,
because the larger investor, that's called investors, will take the larger shares. Okay? Now, the affluent with their living, and you who invested putting your hard-earned money, you didn't get it. How did you marry those things together? There's a good corporate governance in that system.
Okay, let me bring a perspective to it from an analyst's point of view. Huge profit does not necessarily mean a company is doing well.
Yeah.
At times, management of a company may actually be suboptimizing for the long run and actually be reporting huge profit. For instance, in the financial service industry, a company that's not making appropriate provision for loan losses or granting very huge ticket loans without the necessary control risk management framework in place could actually report temporary huge profits, which will eventually lead to failure of those loans and the eventual collapse of the company. It can also happen to even manufacturing companies. If a manufacturing company is ending from booking their sales, there have been instances in the world where manufacturing companies report sales that are actually goods transferred to distributors' warehouses, but they're not actual sales because they want to book huge profit. Eventually, you're going to have instances of obsolescence because those goods may no longer be sold, and then they have to make provision for those goods, and eventually you'll find companies. We've seen instances here. We have had an instance of Cowry, where profits were reported the previous years, only to be found out that those are accounting profits that are not reflected in actual performance. So huge profit does not necessarily, without good corporate governance, does not necessarily mean a company is doing well. And that's why you need strong corporate governance to make sure that abuses are not included in what the company reports.
All right, let's just take this other tweet. Again, I think it's still in relation to what you have just said. That's from Mike. Does a good corporate governance policy have a correlation with their P&L books? I think profit and loss books or something?
Well, basically, good corporate governance will mean that will ensure that the company has sustainable profit. And the key word is sustainability. You're not going to have huge profit year one and then next year loss, because somebody wants to have the adulation that, look, he has done so well and his time is about to end, and he books profit that are not living in existence, that are not being earned. So a good corporate governance system will make sure that such things do not happen. And therefore, company will have sustainable profitability. And that's very key.
Right. Generally, what is the way forward? What do you think should be done, really, to bring back the confidence, investors' confidence to the markets? Mr. Chukwu, I want you to answer this.
Well, several factors have to come in. One, the companies are doing well, which is sustainability in terms of income. Two, the macroeconomic environment must support investors going into the market, one of which is that you must have availability of credit. Two, the cost of funding must not be too high. Three, the economic outlook, political outlook must also be stable. Today, we have an uncertain political outlook. You have contained with the issue of security you just mentioned. You have to look at the macroeconomic environment must be stable. You must have stable exchange rate, low interest rate, low inflation rate. Those are macroeconomic variables must be stable. Price level must be stable. Two, you must have availability of credit that go into the sectors to support lending to investors. Three, you must have the underlying companies you're investing in doing well.
Your final word, Mr. Okezie.
Yeah, my final word as a regulator is a wake-up call for those who are regulating the market. Whatever you're regulating, begin to do well. I'll regulate well.
Right.
The issue of Nigerian stock exchange, we have to keep hammering on it, you know. Those people who have worked there in the past, like former DG, those things will continue to hunt the market until we settle these things are put behind us.
Well, Mr. Chukwu,
let them begin to pay her entitlement right now.
Mr. Okezie,
and that's what you can restore confidence in the market.
Right, Mr.
If you can tell me that you are launching corporate governance, and that one who have worked a lot has still been old,
wouldn't take
and have not been settled.
Mr. Okezie, no,
it's not about corporate governance.
That is not.
It's about corporate governance.
That is not, Mr. Okezie.
And we must also appoint somebody.
That's okay for this program, Mr. Okezie.
That way we can show confidence.
Thank you very much. Well, I think it's about policy changing. The policymakers may have to look into some of the policies they bring into the market. We don't have to go personal here. Well, it's on that note that we draw the curtain on today's edition of the program. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chimezi Obi Iwagu.